For real. It's old school. My grandma used to be like, when you go to somebody's house, sit your butt down somewhere. Like, be careful with all that. I'm here. That turns people off. Look at me. That turns people off. Just find somewhere to serve and serve. Or if you can't find nowhere to serve, sit your butt down and observe. Sit down and observe. Observe where you can serve. Right? So don't do all that talking. Don't be running your mouth. Just sit down somewhere. They know you there. They invited you. So sit down and go, okay, where can I serve? So I was like, all right, Tony, I got you. And I knew what he said. Can I be real? It stung a little bit. It did. It stung a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But I was encouraged because I knew what to do the next time. And so the next time I was with the big boys, I act like I belonged there. So I wasn't over talking, nervous, shaking. I was like, yo, I belong here. For some of you, the next level is just accepting that you belong there, right? Like forgetting your past, forgetting where you come from, not worrying about what you think you don't have yet. Just relax and you belong there. So the next meeting after, they trained me and we talked, the next call was like, yo, E, what you doing tomorrow? I'm like, I don't know, what's up? He was like, Warren Buffett's coming to town. I'm only inviting 30 people to come, and I want you to be one of them. I'm like, I'm there. I'm like, where you want me? He was like, downtown Detroit. I was like, Woodward. I was like, I'll be there, right? No talking, no nothing. I don't have nothing to say. I didn't ask, why you want me to come? Warren Buffett is the 4th richest man in the world. I didn't ask no questions. I was like, all right, bet, right? So I told y'all, you heard the story before, but I did have a little struggle because I didn't know what to wear. Because I was like, I don't know if this is the time, to like let go of my philosophical beliefs and, start wearing a shirt and a tie, or is that like selling out? Like it was a struggle. I didn't know. I was like, do I sell out? You know what I'm saying? Or do I just be myself, right? And I kept hearing God say to me, if you go out yourself. If they say don't ever come around us again, don't let it be because you were a copycat of somebody else. Like if you go out you. So I was like, all right, cool. So I pull out a pair of J's that I never wore. You know what I'm saying? I keep about 4 pair of J's that I in the box right now that I don't take out, but for special occasions. You know what I'm saying? Somebody close to me die. You know what I'm saying? I got to go to a funeral. I don't want to wear no old J's. You know what I'm saying? I got a pair of jeans that I keep fresh. I got like 6 execution shirts that I haven't opened yet. You know what I'm saying? When you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, right? So I went, but here's what I did. I got there an hour early. And I took a picture of every name that was on so they had like everybody's bio in a chair. And I took a picture of everybody's bio. I had been watching Scandal. Like I didn't really do TV, but something about Olivia Pope, I was like, yo, I like this. No, for real. And I wasn't on what you think I'm on. I was on like, yo, this chick is a strategist. And if you go from checkers to chess, that's the difference. Checkers, there's no real strategy. Chess, there's a strategy. And when I saw Olivia Pope, I was like, that's what I'm missing. I'm not a strategist. I speak well, I have a gift, but I don't go checkmate. So I was like, I got to become a strategist. And I would watch her, and she would put everything on the screen. So I called my people and was like, yo, LaShawn, I need you to do me a favor. Whenever I got like people, I'm like, LaShawn, I need you to look these people up. Who are these people in this room? Because I need to know why they invited me. This one, you got to catch this one. There's a reason why I'm in this room. And I'm not the 4th richest person in the world, but I must be rich at something. I just don't know what it is. But I have to be a billionaire in an area, because if I wasn't a billionaire in the area, they wouldn't have attracted me. So I'm looking like, those malls you go to with the Louis and the Prada and my man sitting there, he was the dude that owned those. And then I would watch the game, the Cleveland Cavaliers game, and he would be sitting next to Dan at every game. I was like, I know who he is. I know who he is. Got it. They all like own property, like billions of dollars worth of property. And I started doing my homework and I was like, ooh, I see what they don't have though. While they have money and they do business, they don't have the human experience. That's what they missing. So these dudes, like for real, when they come to business, But they're trying to build Detroit, but you can't build Detroit if the people of Detroit don't feel you. So I was like, I got it. I know why they brought me in. I'm a billionaire when it comes to people. And Dan know every time I sit next to him and he put that on camera and he put it on Instagram, now the people of Detroit gonna go, oh, if he's sitting with Dan, Dan must be good people. Now you're not hearing what I'm saying. So I was like, oh, I am worth $1 billion. I got it. So then once I knew where my value was, it changed the whole relationship. So Dan would hit me up like, E, I need you to do. I'm like, bro, I can't do free no more. I appreciate you. You taught me a whole lot. Dan actually gave me an office right across from his office. And I could come whenever I wanted, ask whatever questions I wanted to ask. And what Dan helped me to see is that broke people go by, and this is no disrespect, but listen to me. There's two Americas. There's the have and the have-nots. The have-nots work. They exchange time for money. The haves come up with ideas and make you go to work for them. They don't work. Ford never worked. He created the T model and then he started selling them and he gave people jobs so they could do it. So I realized you got the haves and the have-nots. I was like, okay, I got it. Dan taught me everything I knew about business. And when I first hooked up with Dan, on the back of his books, his training books, he had 31 companies. Maybe about 5-6 years later in our relationship, he had 51 companies. And I realized the goal is not to make money. The goal is to make businesses. And I was watching somebody play Monopoly right in front of my face. He would come to Detroit and they bought up buildings for like $250. How you buy a high rise for $250? You can't buy a house for $250. You done bought a high rise. You done bought a building downtown Detroit for $500,000. And then you put young people in there, you call it venture capitalists, and you give them a little building and give them a little electricity, and they blow their company off, and you take a percentage of it. I was like, oh, okay, I'm playing the speaking game. It's the wrong game. But I'm first generation entrepreneur. So I'm making 50K, 55 grand to speak for an hour. I'm like, I multiply that time, I do this many gigs, I do that. And then what Dan showed me was, you can't pass that to your children. Your son may not necessarily be able to speak like you. Your daughter may not be able to speak like you. So you can't pass that down. So while I can't, kids, LeBron James. LeBron can't necessarily make his son a Cavalier. But Dan Gilbert can give his son the company. And LeBron gonna have to run back and forth to make his million. But Dan don't have to run back and forth to make his. And you got to stop playing basketball probably about 35. If you sweet 40, but you at the end of your career. At 40, owning a team, you just getting started. And so I was like, oh, there's a different game. I'm playing the speaking game when I should be playing the business game. All right, so we're going to do this. I'm going to let you go. We're going to get started. All right, so somebody, my mathematician, pull out your phone real quick. You got the calculator on. Who's my math person in the room? Where you at? Where you say? Right here. Where are you? Okay, you ready? All right, let's go. Get the camera. Get the screen up. We're going to have some fun today. You ready? All right, so Warren Buffett said a lot of stuff. But the thing I catch the most is he said he just bought Coca-Cola. I'm in the room, people saying they bought, I love people. I ain't tripping. But I'm in the room with a dude who said he just bought Coca-Cola. Like for real, you'll hear our people geeked up, I just bought a Lambo. You know what I'm saying? My man geeked, I live in the A, I just bought a mansion. My man was like, I just bought Coca-Cola. And at that time, he was driving a Lincoln Continental. And he had on a suit that looked like it was from Sears and Roebuck. I'm just being real, bruh. He have on no Obama suit. My man was the 4th richest man in the world. Bill Gates and him like this. He ain't coming in flashy, but I never seen in my life 30 men who worshiped a man like that before. These are dudes that are used to being worshiped. When Warren walked in the room, it was like, whoa. It was like Dr. J walking into a room with NBA players. Like MJ walked, I was like, whoa. Like, I paid attention. I was like, yo, they worshiping my man. And he wasn't even on that. He was like, what's up, everybody? Sat down. They was like, Warren, how are you? I'm like, yo, bro, you worth the bill. Right? So he said he bought Coca-Cola, right? So after he said that, he said he bought Coca-Cola and that they sell 18 million Coke products a day throughout the world. Yeah, pull that up, 18 mil a day. It's a different conversation. I ain't heard one like that since. Now I'm about to help y'all. I'm going to share what they share with me in that room. I'm going to share it with you. So he said 18 million, right? Products a day. All right, come on, somebody help me out. A Coca-Cola, the Cold Boy costs about what? No, not no $1.25. I just bought one. It wasn't no $1.25. I'm just being real. I just bought a cold one. It wasn't $1.25. Somebody bought one. How many? $2. It's about $2. Okay. He talking about back in the day. All right. So let's say $2 times $18 million. 36 million times 365. Give me that. How much is that? 13 billion? Okay, watch this. 13 billion. 149 million. Watch this. Give me 10% of that number you told me. What's 10% of that number? 14 what? 13.9, right? 13.9. So now he raised it a penny only. So how much is that? So you said 13.9, you gave me 10%, give me 1% of what that big number was. 1.3 what? Million? So how much did he make with that penny? He added just a penny. He bought it and just added a penny. How much did he make in a year? 31 what? One more time. 131 million. Now he already made whatever they was making, but he added a penny to it. I'm sure he's added more to that thing. That's the conversation I'm listening to, like, ooh. Ooh. So when I walked out the room, I said, there are a group of people that have and there that have nots. I grew up, I got both now, because I used to stand in the line with my grandma when we used to go get the food stamps. Downtown Detroit, like by the Eastern Market. We stand at Focus Hope. And we stand in line. There's a long line of have-nots. And we go grab it. They give us a thing of beef, meat, and it had beef. It was white with a cow on that joint. And you bring it to the crib, you open it up like peanut butter. And it's got the oil at the top, shredded. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And then it was the cheese. I wasn't really feeling the beef thing. I'm like, I'm good on that. But the cheese, I'm like, it's going to make some real good grilled cheese sandwiches. Now, you got to be sweet with it because it don't cut normal. You feel me? It's a special cut to it. You can't just, you know what I'm saying? It ain't like Kraft or nothing like that. But it's like special cut to it. Take a little longer to melt. But if you slice it right, butter that joint out, you good. Then the peanut butter was good, but you got to be skilled. Because if you take that joint and just slap it on the bread, it will tear your whole bread up. That joint be tore up. So you got to have skill with it. You feel me? All right? So then my mom, right, worked at Ford, old dude at GM. So I was with the have-nots. I was with the have-nots that had a little. Right? You still couldn't just be going in the refrigerator, though. Remember that? You ate 3 times a day, but you couldn't just be going in the fridge and just grabbing stuff out. Remember that? How many of y'all grew up, you just couldn't go in the refrigerator like that? You feel me? Y'all wasn't poor, but you just couldn't be making sandwiches randomly. You feel me? Ain't no random sandwich. Like, all the sandwiches are accounted for. You feel me? The eggs, you know what I'm saying? It's like you get 3 eggs, you get 3 eggs. You feel me? Mom would buy us the little, Charlie Brown little desserts, but you just couldn't be smashing these for school lunch, right? Then my grandma was on that when we go to her house. You can't eat this food unless you go to church food, right? So I was with the poor, like didn't have nothing, people who didn't have a lot, but they lived from check to check. And now I'm running with dudes who own and the Cleveland Cavaliers. My wife, I'm like, sweetheart, she want to go to the game. She like, where we sitting? I'm like, I don't know, but he owned the team. You feel me? It's got to be a decent seat. At least we'll be able to see the game from where we are. We get there, we behind LeBron James. So every commercial, I told you, you talking about getting fed, 5149. Those are the kind of relationships you want to be in, that even where you sit, people hit me up. E, I saw you on the commercial. I'm like, you saw me where? I see you at the commercial. They show Bron. You know they showing Bron the whole game. So now companies calling me like, how much you charge? I was like, you see I was at the game behind Bron? I don't know if you saw that or not. Oh yeah, no, I was charging 20 grand last year. Oh no, I wasn't, I was sitting behind Bron. I worked with the Cavaliers. And watch this, my boys was like, did you talk to the team at half? I was like, nope. They was like, you ain't talked to Bron at half? Nope, because I was sitting with the owner in the owner's spot. No, all these players gonna be gone at some point. He's still gonna be. All right, so I want you to be honest on this piece of paper. I know you're not in the welfare. You wouldn't be here if you was on that, right? But I need you to identify where you are and where you like to be, right? And don't let your pride get in the way. It's okay. Don't let your pride get in the way. We ain't on pride right now. This is where I am, but this is where I'd like to be financially.